Hey guys, what's happening? It's Gutter here, and today we are doing my first ever tier list. We're doing the gods of Hades, the gods who give you those fancy little boons that make you powerful as Zagreus as you're trying to escape dad. So, we're going to start. It shouldn't be too long here. It should be a quick and easy one. What we're going to go with to start is everybody's going to be in B, and then we're just going to work our way out from there. It just feels like it's the easiest way for me to do it. To start, we have Ares. Ares is an interesting god to me, a very interesting god. What he does is his attack and special, they will put a doom effect on, which is kind of like an additional amount of damage, a set amount of damage that it will do. His cast is okay. The slicing blades are okay. His call also okay. Impervious slicing blade, it's okay. Does a decent amount of damage. His dash also, blade dash is okay. He does okay damage. He's not great though. He doesn't do anything great, right? And I don't like the fact that his doom, one thing I don't like, I guess I should say, is that I don't like that his doom effects don't stack without a specific boon attached to it. So you don't get dire misfortune. It can be harder, right? To make him powerful on his own. So having said that, I'm going to put him down in C tier. I think that's where we're going to start, is C tier with him, and I think I'm comfortable with that. And now on to Poseidon. Poseidon is one of my least favorite gods, and what I'm talking about is, I'm not talking about speed running. I love him for a speed run, but for just a general run, if you're trying to like beat a high heat or something, he's not a god that I really force myself to go after, right? So he has splash effects on all of his abilities. Again, his call is nice because it makes you impervious and does nice damage. But for me, I don't feel like he does a ton. Like, he doesn't have anything great unless you start adding more boons on top of it, like Breaking Wave, Typhoon Fury, things like that. Yeah, some nice duo boons, but this isn't going to be duo boons. I'm not talking duo boons now. That'll be a different tier that I do once I get more comfortable doing these. So I liken him to very, very similar to Ares. Like, in my opinion, his dash is better, I think. He's pretty close to equal in my opinion with Ares, I think. And I honestly don't know. I didn't practice here, so we might not even need a D tier. We're going to leave it there because I haven't really even thought this out a whole lot. Zeus is nice. I like his chain lightning effects, right? The damage is a little underwhelming, but the fact that you can damage multiple enemies at the same time easily with things like the rail, well, most of the weapons are pretty effective with his attack. His cast is nice. It bounces around. You get that jolted effect going too, right? The overall damage is a little bit underwhelming. His call is nice too. I think overall, I like his dash. I feel like you can really do some good work with Zeus. And I'm gonna leave him in B tier. I like him in B tier. I like him a bit more than Poseidon and Ares, I think, in general. So now we have Artemis, and I admit Artemis, she is one of my favorite gods in the game. I love the feeling of getting a nice critical hit. That's what she does. She adds all kinds of crit damage, crit percentages. That's basically it for her. She's damage. Her dash is a little underwhelming with the it's like a dash strike kind of. It's a little underwhelming. But overall, everything else about her is really, really good, right? All of her main boons and then all of her supplemental boons are really nice. Even her cast, it's like a heat-seeking cast, so that's nice. For me, she's S tier. For me, she is an S tier god in this game. She's just too good for me to pass, right? When I have a chance at her, and I always recommend her to new players when they come by and ask me who I recommend. I always tell them to try her out. Now we have Hermes, and Hermes is, probably has the best boon in the entire game, which is the additional dashes. That's my opinion anyway. Probably the best overall boon in the game. all of his boons add speed to your attack, your special, everything. He's got all kinds of speed that comes with it. But other than the dash, I always think of him being kind of underwhelming. I will pass him up. Generally, I'll, like if I have dashes already, I don't really worry too much about getting more Hermes. Hyper Sprint's nice. Probably my second favorite boon of his. But overall, probably, I feel like he's probably somewhere B, maybe A tier, just because, like I said, he has like the best boon in the game, in my opinion, which might put him in the A tier, I guess you could say. Just because of that, on its own merits, I think I'll put him in A tier just because of that. Having those extra dashes is, in a lot of ways, when you get into Elysium, having those dashes is make or break you, right? I always find myself, if I don't have dashes, I'm constantly saying, oh my god, I don't have dashes, I don't have enough dashes, and I'm taking way more damage than I should be. Aphrodite, she's really nice. I like Aphrodite. Her weak effect, so the damage mitigation is fantastic, right? The damage percentage, like the overall damage buffs that she has, are great. Life affirmation is another great boon to get if you get it early in the game. That gives you more life, like whatever you want to call it, sustainability. It just makes it so much easier to clear the game. Her cast is a bit risky. Strong cast, but very risky, right? Because you have to be up close. And then her dash, one of my least favorite dashes in the game. It's just underwhelming the way that it works, I feel like. But overall, her damage is so good. Her call's good. It can take a huge chunk out of a boss. So I'm putting her in A tier. And now we are on to Demeter. So she does chill effects with her attacks, and she also has pretty nice damage, right, that she does. Her damage percentages are pretty nice. Not as good as Aphrodite, I'm pretty sure. Not a little bit below that. But the chill effects are nice. Her dash is okay. Her cast is an interesting cast with the crystal beams. Not my favorite, but they can definitely do a lot of damage in the right build. Her call is okay. It's again not my favorite. She has more, she has the ability to add more life though, with nourishment. I can't remember what the other word that goes along with it is, but that'll give you more healing when you get healing made available to you. So I feel like that, and I'm a huge survivability fan. I kind of like her in A tier. I wouldn't put her in there in speedrun class. She'd be down here in D tier. I feel like, yeah, we might not end up with actually anybody down here in the D tier. Athena is, well, let's just go ahead and just do it. She's S tier. She's S tier. Just her dash is just too damn good. The ability to deflect, her dash alone can win fights. Pretty well remove entire parts of levels. Like if you get in those witch rooms, it's so easy to beat certain enemies with her. Everything's pretty decent with her. Her damage is okay. Her call impervious, right? So you can get right in the boss's faces. It doesn't deal damage itself, but still. Yeah, she's just really good, right? And we're talking about trying to beat the game here. So she's really good. And then our last one is Dionysus. And he's interesting. He has probably my favorite cast in the game. His Trippy Shot, Trippy Flare. I've always really liked it. And the Drunk effect is an interesting effect. It's a really powerful effect. His damage is very surprising. Because you look at it and you think on his attack and his special, you look at it and it's easy to think that he wouldn't do a lot of damage, but he does. It really can do a lot of damage when it starts stacking up. His call is also very good. It's a really good call. And he probably has my one of if not my favorite survivability boons, which is strong drink, right? It's not going to help you throughout a level, but at the end of a, well, I shouldn't say that, you might get one of the fountains mid-level. So strong drink gives you bonus damage every time you drink out of a fountain, plus it'll give you a huge chunk of health. Usually it fills up your whole health meter, usually, and because of that, I got to put him in A tier. He's not, for me, he's not like amazing or anything, but I feel like I really like him there, I think. Now I'm looking at Demeter again. You know what? I think Demeter for me, now that I think of it, I was like, no, you know what? I wouldn't take Demeter over those two. And yeah, I'm moving Demeter down. I'm bumping her. She's getting bumped. She has my least favorite of the survivability boons out of those ones, and I just, she's not one of the gods that I really enjoy getting. So I think that's it. We have in the S tier Artemis and Athena, and then A tier Hermes, Aphrodite, and Dionysus. B tier Zeus, Demeter. C tier we have Ares and Poseidon, and D tier nobody. I could have removed it, but I didn't know where I was going to land with these gods. Anyway, that's my picks there off the top of my head. Anyway, guys, who's your favorite god? What's your opinion? Where would you rank them? What do you think I got right? What do you think I got wrong? Let me know in the comments. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.